Welcome to the PACT Life Podcast, Episode 3. I'm your host, Bruiser Carter, along with my blood brother, Cut Carter. And to my left, we have the Astro World hat and true to Atlanta towel for Brandon, who cannot be here today. How are you doing?
You didn't have to do that for him. He don't need no recognition.
We need a little, mantra.
I'm here. That's all that matters.
It's the Cut Carter podcast today.
Yeah.
It's the Carter Bros. Let's get into it. Just get it out the way real quick.
Yeah, let's go.
13-3, New England Patriots versus Los Angeles Rams. They
This is
won.
the first episode since the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Wow, that's funny. It wasn't a blowout like I said, but I knew who was gonna win. We all knew who was gonna win. That's what happens when the wrong team goes to the Super Bowl.
It was the Patriots' largest margin of victory, but the lowest points they scored.
That's the most they've ever won by.
Yeah, 10 points.
And you have the Los Angeles Rams, who scored the same amount of points as fans they got.
Count on one.
YG and Tiger and one more person, whoever the other person is. Yeah, them all of it, random LA Ram fans. Jeez. We're watching the Lakers 76ers game right now as we record.
But the game, Tom Brady wasn't the reason they won that game. It was the defense led by Bill Belichick. And I forgot the linebackers coach name, but who just recently got the head coaching job in Miami.
He was the coordinator, I thought.
Oh, he was the DC?
Yeah, he was calling the defense.
Yeah, he was calling the defense, but I don't know if he was the coordinator per se.
I think he was.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, the last 3 years he was coordinator.
He had a great game plan against the Rams.
Yeah, the black head coach.
They held Gurley to 10 attempts and almost, I think, 30 yards. So Gurley was a non-factor. They took away Jared Goff's first read, so they made Jared Goff. Brian Flores.
Yeah.
They made Jared Goff into what many believe is a system quarterback, which I believe. So I just think, you already know we from New Orleans, but
he was the linebackers coach and defensive play caller.
Yeah.
And de facto defensive coordinator. Whatever that means.
But yeah, I think the product would have been 10 times better if the New Orleans Saints were there. But that's neither here nor there. The Rams played a great defense too, led by Wade Phillips. Couple of breaks, but they forced some turnovers.
had a good game.
Forced some turnovers, but did they get the Brady? I think they never got the Brady. Man,
I'm so excited it's over because now I can actually not care about football and get ready for next season.
Because now it's basketball season.
It is basketball season.
And just recently, last week, the NBA has announced the All-Star Weekend festivities, such as the dunk contest. The 4 members that are in the dunk contest are John Collins, Mikal Bridges, Dennis Smith Jr., and buddy name from the Hawks that just slipped my mind.
John Collins.
That's who think gonna win?
That's the dunk contest.
Yeah.
John Collins.
I said John Collins.
John Collins, John Collins, Dennis Smith, Miles Bridges, and
the dude from the Thunder.
Hamidou
Diallo.
Yeah.
Who do you think is gonna win?
John Collins. I got Dennis Smith.
Why?
He from North Carolina. He going home. He gonna put on the show.
Gonna put on the show.
Yep.
Give me John Collins.
I don't know. It's when it comes to dunking, the taller people seem to have a harder time doing like flashy stuff.
Well, Aaron Gordon did good when he went up with Zach LaVine. I think that's the best All-Star dunk contest. LaVine versus Aaron Gordon. Went back-to-back in, I think, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
But I think John Collins, I feel he got snubbed from the All-Star game. I just think he'll come out and put on for Atlanta, put on for the city. But don't sleep on Bridges and Diallo.
Yeah,
because Bridges been yamming on people all year.
Yeah, what I said, it's a North Carolina contest because like you got Bridges who plays in Charlotte, you got Dennis Smith from Fayetteville, North Carolina, and you got John Collins who played college basketball at Wake Forest. So it's like,
but the underdog is clearly Diallo due to like not knowing who he is. But I think he's gonna come out and show out for OKC.
All right, 3-point contest.
Oh, let's look at it. Devin Booker, who is defending his championship. Steph Curry Seth Curry, Joe Harris, Buddy Hield, Danny Green, Damian Lillard, Chris Middleton, Dirk Nowitzki, and Kemba Walker.
Too many people.
Yeah, I think it's the most crowded it's ever been. 10 people.
Yeah.
Which give me your 2.
I'm going with the Curry brothers.
Cause it's their hometown.
Yep.
Show out.
Yep. Curry brothers. And I think Seth might be the one nobody
expect to win.
Yeah, Seth was really a shooter though.
So. I'll take Damian Lillard and Devin Booker. I think Dame gonna come out and pull up. Show out in North Carolina. I think Damian and not Damian. Devin Booker gonna come out and defend his championship. How you feel about Klay not being in the 3-point contest?
I don't know how that stuff go. Like, did he not want to be in it, or is he just not in it?
No, I think they say he declined it.
Oh well. I mean, what he got to prove?
One of the greatest 3-point shooters of all time.
He probably might not even go. He's not even an all-star. No, he is all-star.
No, he's
right?
all-star. He's a reserve.
So he might as well play then.
The Taco Bell Skills Challenge. Mike Conley, Luka Doncic, De'Aaron Fox, Nikola Jokic, Kyle Kuzma, Jason Tatum, Nikola Vujic, and Trae Young.
I'm going with.
There's the 4 bigs and the.
I'm going with.
Four quote bigs.
Everybody's gonna pick Luka, but I'm going with De'Aaron Fox. He's the fastest person in that contest. So.
What about the bigs? Who you think gonna come out either out of Kuzma, Jokic? Tripping.
I'm a Kuzma stan. So I'm going with Kuzma.
I'll take Trae Young. Gonna show on for Atlanta again. I think Jokic gonna come out and show up for the skills challenge for the big man. Then Trae Young versus Jokic, and I take Jokic. That's my man. That's my guy.
All right.
Oh yeah, they just picked the All-Star. LeBron and Giannis picked the All-Star teams. Who do you like more?
Is it a question? Everybody picking Team LeBron, man. It's not hard. His team is amazing.
But Giannis' reasoning was like he gonna get the people who first time it was who actually try to show out rather than the vets who might sit out or play little minutes.
LeBron team gonna outshoot them boys. They don't even gotta really go inside. They can just pull up. Almost everybody on his team can shoot except Ben.
How you feel about that trade? You traded Russell Westbrook for Ben Simmons. But you know Russell Westbrook.
It's a favor for LeBron since Ben is like LeBron. Ben is LeBron's protege per se. So
but Russell Westbrook always go off an All-Star game. I think he's MVP for one game for sure. I think another game he was close, came off the bench, and then he didn't win it.
Over there, so they can have a fighting chance.
So wait, what you think about LeBron drafting AD, Clay, Kawhi, KD? I say KD.
He tempering. Nah, I'm playing. I think the NBA. I think tempering is just stupid. To be honest, like nobody can tell a grown man where to play. Like you got it in your mind where you want to go. If another man sway your opinion, then so be it. But you can't tell another man he wrong for wanting to go play somewhere else.
But the problem with that is it's the small markets that's always getting messed over.
Yeah.
New Orleans or Indiana, they always getting messed over by the big market teams, LA, New York, Philly. And speaking of that,
I feel like that's in any sport though. It's just the NFL is hard. It's harder because you got to have 53 players on the roster. So
it's a salary cap. You can't. Yeah. But speaking of that, your good old boy AD did not get traded during the NBA trade deadline.
I'm upset. I wanted Kuzma in New Orleans because I really like Kuzma. But if this Celtics deal that they're saying that they're holding out for, or this Knicks pick, they think the Knicks going to get the number 1 pick. We waiting on them to get the number 1 pick, trade them there. If we get Zion, I'm not tripping.
Did they trade that overall first pick?
If we get Zion out of this deal, if we get Jason Tatum out of this deal, I'm not tripping. But I still feel like the Lakers offered the best possible deal. I feel like Kuzma, Alonzo, Hart, and B.I. in New Orleans would have been a whole new regime. We would have been set for the next 2 to 4, 6 years. We would have been in good shape. So I feel like I don't know what they're holding out for. I feel like our GM is really a stupid idiot. So hopefully it works out. If it doesn't, he can go, and they can hire me to come do his job. Cause people are so persistent about him going to the Celtics. I'm like, bro, I don't feel like the Celtics really in a position to do anything to beat the Warriors right now. So
they might not even make it out the second round.
Right.
Got Milwaukee, Toronto, and Philly.
I think Philly had the best trade deadline.
Yep, they acquired Tobias Harris from the Clippers, who was a Tobias Harris is a French All-Star player. So now they say they have the best starting five in the East. Ben, Jimmy, JJ Redick, Tobias Harris, and Embiid. Do you think that team is the favorite to come out the East and win?
You never know over there. So, like you said, it's 4 teams. It's 4 possible teams that's coming out over there, and it would be Toronto, Milwaukee, Philly, and Toronto, Milwaukee, Philly, and Boston. So that's it. Them 4. So I mean, any given day. Plus, you got to play a 7-game series. It's different. Celtics in 7-game series is deadly.
Yeah.
Toronto in the 7-game series with the best defender. Plus, they just added Marc Gasol. Nobody talking about that.
Yeah.
Nobody talking about that. So defensively, they're gonna be crazy. Plus, these dudes be sitting out games. They don't even be playing and all that stuff. So.
Not to mention, Milwaukee added Nikola Mirotic, another shooter that's gonna be on their team.
Yeah, for my team. You know what I'm saying? So.
But right now, the current standings are Bucks number 1, Raptors a game back, they number 2. Pacers still number 3 on a 5-game winning streak, even though Oladipo got hurt.
5-game winning streak? Jesus.
Then the Sixers, 4th seed, and the Celtics are the 5th seed. I think that's just a tribute to great coaching in Indiana. When Oladipo failed, they continue to win games.
They got
night in, night out.
They got a decent amount of people, though.
And in the West, the Warriors look like they're running away with the number 1 seed. The Nuggets, 2nd seed. My OKC Thunder are the 3rd seed on a 3-game winning streak. Then the Blazers and Rockets.
Yeah, the West is crazy.
Did you see John Wall suffered a ruptured Achilles after slipping and falling in his house?
John Wall is just so disappointing.
But I ain't gonna talk about that. I want to talk about how you saw what Juju Smith-Schuster said there.
Who?
To John Wall.
What did he say?
He said, "Bro, what you doing at the crib?" After the report came out, John Wall came back and said, "Funny guy and all that, but I see you around, bro."
Wait, what? Wait.
And we never encourage violence, but if these 2 individuals were to get gloves and like handle it out, hash it out, who do you think will win?
Bro, what you doing at the crib? I mean, like, why he mad? John Wall.
He like making a joke about it. And we're back.
All right. It was funny, but I mean, John Walker have really been a disappointment.
But who do you think will win that fight? John Wall or Juju Smith-Schuster?
John Wall will beat the brakes of Juju
John Wall will win that.
Schuster.
And we now have a guest in the podcast. We have Trey. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, bro. Feeling alive.
You are our first guest of our podcast. How do you feel?
Well, it's actually an honor. I've been trying to make my cameo on PACT podcast since the first episode. So
you never know who's gonna show up.
Blessed to be here.
You never know who's gonna show up.
We're just gonna ask you a few questions. Engage you.
Got you.
How would you rate your New York Football Giants season?
Well, we're talking about strictly off of last year.
Yeah, this season that just happened.
Okay, I'll give us a C+.
And tell us why.
C+, B-. Because the future's looking bright. We definitely made adjustments in our weaknesses. Nate Solder is a good vet, and I think the whole purpose that we got him was because of Will Hernandez and the youngins we're going to surround around him.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Saquon is a generational talent paired with Odell. So, really, I say we go for a quarterback, and then, boom, Giants back in the playoffs.
Do you think y'all need a quarterback change?
Yes.
Do you think Dwayne Haskins is the answer?
I like Dwayne Haskins over Kyler Murray.
Okay. This man over here, he hate talking about football after the Rams Saints game. So we were just talking about the All-Star weekend, the 3-point contest, dunk contest, and the skills challenge.
Okay.
We were just saying, who you think gonna win the 3-point contest? They got it.
It's the Curry Bros, Dame.
Dame, Kimba.
It's Dirk in the 3-pointer dunk.
Dirk ain't no dunk contest.
Well, you know, Dirk is his last go round, so he's just out there, really. I think it's gonna be down to Steph and Dame. Seth might come up with something, but I think it's gonna be down to Steph and Dame. I don't even think Kimba gonna be in the running.
Good take.
Yeah, any topics? You got any topics? Sports, music?
We went through all the topics.
Yep.
Y'all talk about the brunch, the Roc Nation Brunch.
That just happened?
Yeah, the pre-Grammy.
Yeah, he do it around the Grammys every year.
Nah,
The weekend, the Friday or the Saturday before the Grammys. Yeah.
I saw it.
Grammys today.
I saw
didn't even realize that. Grammys today, right?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that neither.
That's why he do it today, the weekend of. Yeah, there was a lot of people there.
A lot of black people, successful black people. Diddy.
It's even people from social media and stuff.
Yeah, influencers are there.
Yeah.
Who they consider influencers?
The sorority was there. The two girls, the sisters.
How y'all feel about it?
I want to go. Where my invite ho?
I was gonna say.
Where my invite ho? What is he talking about?
What?
Ho ain't inviting you.
Why not?
He got to know about you first.
I'm an influencer.
You saw
he got to know about it.
You saw her singing "Happy Birthday" to Saquon Barkley.
Who?
Diddy, Jay-Z, a bunch of them just serenading him like.
Oh, so he Roc Nation Sports?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Greatness.
I
mean. But something I did see, either it was late last night or early this morning. Buddy from First Take, who has the
Stephen A?
No.
Max.
No. So it might not be from First Take. No, it's from First Take. He has the nose. He's a younger guy. Those are the only people at First Take?
There's only two people.
Okay.
What happened though?
Let's that a guess,
But he was just talking about how, like his take on the AD situation, because people keep talking about tampering this, tampering that, but he made a good point that AD's a grown 25-year-old man who fired his agent, hired Rich Paul, and then it's not like LeBron is telling Rich Paul to. He's telling his agent, okay, look. So I want to be a free agent next year. We know this. So I'm going to tell my teammates, you tell management, and we're going to go from there. But how, it's been seeming over social media and just in general, it seems like AD is the one forcing this and LeBron's behind it.
No,
it's not like
that's what I was saying, too, before you came in. You can't tell no grown man what to do.
Yeah, so social media puts a weird light on, especially they just make every trade seem bad, or every trade request, or anything in the business world or the NBA or any sports. They just make it seem, they just put a negative light on it. So
well, they usually do that because of the. I know for this situation, it's just how the small markets versus the large markets.
Teams,
they don't just they. Cause
it's the scales be tipped.
Yeah, because it's so hard for a small market team to get a superstar unless they get it through the draft and develop him.
Facts.
Only time a small market team got a superstar and got to recruit another one was the Thunder, but they had to go out and trade for him and they had to go out and trade for Paul George and make him feel like they want him there. And Paul George signed a 3 or 4 year deal with Thunder now. He was there for the next 3-4 years.
But what benefit would it be for AD to stay in New Orleans? I'm a Pelicans fan.
I feel like they already peaked with AD last season. But when they had Boogie.
Ain't gonna do much better when your GM don't know what he's doing. So
why does he still have a job? That's another topic, I guess.
Yeah, man. It's like you fired the best. We went to the playoffs finally. And you still how you fire a coach that got you to the playoffs?
Right.
They got you another coach that made you win a whole series, playoff series. Beat the Blazers. Gentry beat the Blazers.
Gentry beat the Blazers, but I think any coach we would have had would have helped us beat the Blazers.
Mm-hmm.
The better team won. I mean, they got two good players, but Pelicans had a squad last year.
They did.
Did Ben just shoot a 3?
Well, he came down and he pulled.
It rimmed out. It wasn't an air ball. I mean, I guess that's progress.
Did you guys see the Thunder Rockets game last night?
Yeah, that was a duel.
They said
I didn't see the whole.
they were down by
came back.
they were down by like 20.
26.
Yeah, and came back. Russell Westbrook.
42 piece that Paul George had a 43. It was 40 plus, wasn't it?
Yeah, he scored more points than Harden. They said the first time that happened in like months.
It was something out of like James Harden's 7 40-point games this year or something. He's only been outscored by Paul George.
Yeah, that's what I saw. It's just
So Paul George looking like an MVP for real?
Oh my gosh.
yeah. Paul George is definitely. He's not a dark.
He's second in MVP.
He's not a dark horse MVP candidate anymore. He's top 3.
He's second.
I've
been said he was top 3. But I said it.
You put him over James Harden in MVP race.
No, I said second. I had Harden, Giannis, then him. But now I have Harden, then Paul George, then Giannis.
No.
But Giannis ain't no slouch.
Yeah, I got Greek
Giannis
freak.
not no
I got
slouch.
Greek freak
Paul George
James.
yammed on Giannis, man. When they went head to head, Paul George outplayed him.
But the Bucks are 41-14.
Thank you.
But that record on
That's the best record in the
That record on me.
association.
Record on
No,
me
we can bring up the
to me
stats.
for
First
MVP,
off, he's
bro.
averaging a double with 26 plus. Stop.
Okay.
So
He's also
don't talk stats with
It's
Giannis.
MVP, bro. Most valuable player to your
If
team.
the Bucks don't,
They don't
let's-
have Giannis.
No.
They not winning.
Because
They
Russ can
definitely
handle
first
it by himself like he's done before.
No, he can't.
seed. He led them to the playoffs one year
No,
without
don't
him.
say that because that's a fact.
Russell by himself and what's
Has
gonna
make
happen?
them to the
And what's
playoffs.
gonna happen?
They
What
go
happened?
to the
And
playoffs.
they lose.
Playoffs, though.
What are you talking? When has Paul George
The
ever
Pelicans
carried
go
a
to the
team
playoffs.
by himself?
He didn't
Paul
carry the
George-
Pacers.
He was by himself.
Yes.
Paul George by himself.
Yes.
Paul George by. So Roy Hibbert with the Pacers.
Roy Hibbert.
Yeah, when they took the Heat to Game 7.
Roy Hibbert.
Stop.
He was
Boy,
considered
stop.
a top 5.
Boy,
Paul
stop.
George, but they Pacers
Boys-
have always been in the playoffs.
No.
Every
Don't
year.
say no. But ask the original question. Paul George took the Pacers by him to the playoffs
Yes.
by himself. That's not true.
Yes.
That's not true.
Had
You
Danny
really.
Granger,
Thank you.
George Hill,
Stop. He did not do
David
that by
West.
Y'all
himself.
talking about one season. They've been to the playoffs every year.
the Pacers.
Yes.
Fact check. Got to fact check that one. Because I don't think they traded for Oladipo just for laughs.
So when the
and
Pacers
giggles.
played the Cavs and the Cavs when they ring that year in the playoffs.
You said 2012. They went to with the Heat.
They went 7, right?
Yeah, then they went last year. I mean, the year after next. Then they didn't go in 2014.
That's when he broke his leg.
But that year after the next, they still had darn near the same squad.
He broke
They
his
had a
leg.
great.
Then
They had
no,
good,
they
not great,
went-
He didn't play
good
a lot.
role
straight.
players. No, I'm not talking about the year they missed the playoffs. I'm talking about the next year they went to the playoffs. They had
Go back,
a.
bro. It was when the Cavs won the finals. They played and he missed the ball, the game winning shot. Somebody took it and he was like, "I need that." He's like, "When the game on the line, I need
Yeah,
the
that was
ball."
2016.
Right.
What did
Who
they
was
do
on
in
that
the
team?
first round? What did they do?
I don't even know. We arguing. What are we arguing?
He's trying to say that. Yeah, I thought the argument revolved around you're saying Paul George is more of a
valuable.
focal point on his team than Giannis, or more value than Giannis is to the Milwaukee Bucks.
I'm
You
saying
can't be
he's more-
serious.
He's more valuable, bro.
There's nobody on the Bucks averaging 20 plus.
No. Okay, look.
No.
No. Can I say what I gotta say?
Oh yes, you can.
The Bucks team without Giannis is terrible. Right. I give you that. Paul George, what he's doing for the Thunder is amazing.
Wait,
That's
why
what
don't
my
you
point
say
is.
the same thing for the Thunder? The Thunder without Paul George is a mediocre team.
Yeah.
So that alone shows you the Bucks need Giannis more than the Thunder need Paul George. So that trumps your argument for the MVP. Like what you're trying to say, MVP is most valuable player for their team. Giannis is the most valuable player for that team
Giannis-
to
That
have
could be
any
said for a
type
lot
of
people.
success.
Devin Booker
Giannis
is the
got-
most valuable player for his team. AD the most valuable player.
Devin
for
Booker
our-
not
for the
putting up
Pelicans.
Giannis stat lines.
Giannis got averaged 27 points,
12 plus
12.5
rebounds,
rebounds a game, and
2
six-
something
six
blocks, right?
assists.
2 something steals or 2 something blocks, or 1.5, 1.6.
1.4 blocks per game, 1.4 steals a game,
That's a stat line.
and shooting 58%. But she don't
He
take a
don't
lot of
shoot
All them
threes. Yeah,
dunks.
And what Paul George doing?
Paul George is. I know he's leading the league in steals, or he was. He should
Paul
be
George
averaging
gonna
27
win.
a
I think
game.
he gonna win
Most
Defensive Player of the
improved. Defensive player of the year.
year. Yeah.
So Gobert not who leading the league in blocks?
Man, you talking about Gobert who just started crying because he didn't make the All-Star team?
People's
Gobert.
priorities are. He might have had an incentive on his contract if he made All-Star team.
George averaging 28 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, 4 assists, shooting 45% from the field, shooting 40% from the 3-point line. Steals, 2.3 steals per game, and half a block.
That's a better stat line
It
than
is. He averaged
Giannis.
more points. He averaged what? 4
All he averages is more points. Giannis averages a double-double. Stop.
Okay.
You cannot say
He
that's
don't
a
have to
better
get
stat
rebounds.
line.
You don't have to get rebounds.
Okay, now he doesn't have to. Giannis doesn't have to shoot any threes.
Bruh, his stat line is not better than that. That
Yes,
stat
it
line's not
is.
better.
You're insane. You're insane.
You're insane.
Boy, you crazy. You think Paul George stat line
I got
better
Paul
than
George over. Like I said, I got Paul George over Giannis in the MVP race.
Okay, well, you and all of Oklahoma City.
Nah.
Giannis is a better player.
Paul George outplayed that man. So again,
bro, what? You can't base no MVP
Yes.
off one game head to head.
You
Boy,
can.
stop. No, you can't. Nah.
Well, both are having their career highs in points per game and rebounds per game. Giannis having his best year for assists per game. George having his best year for steals per game. It's just we'll see how the season ends out, but just looking at
Paul George is averaging 5 assists.
yeah,
Giannis is averaging 4, right?
other way.
6. Giannis averaging 6.
So he's averaging more assists, more rebounds,
Okay. And
more blocks.
Who's getting assist on Paul George?
That's not. We're not
That's my
talking about
point.
that. We're talking
That is
about
my
Giannis
point.
and
No,
Paul George.
That is my point. You got Russell Westbrook
What
and
are
Steven
you
Adams.
talking
That takes
about?
away from what he has to do.
What?
Yes.
That's the team he's on.
Okay. If Giannis was on that team, he wouldn't have to get assists or rebounds. He has that. That's
No
what my point is.
hypotheticals. We're doing what we know.
Right.
You don't know that. That's not a
Yes,
fact.
I do know that.
That's
you
a
have,
fact.
You have one of the best point guards.
That's
on the
not a
team.
fact,
Why
though.
he getting triple up on almost every game? Why would I need assists? On top of that, y'all let
Why would
Russell
I
get
need
rebounds
assists?
because he gets the triple double, right? They get out the way and let Russell get the rebounds. Then you have Steven Adams, who can also just get the rebound.
Every rebound Russ gets isn't a let him have it. Not every single rebound he
most of them
gets.
are let him have it.
That's what I was.
Most of them
Thank
let him
you.
have it.
Some of
But
them.
most
Come
of them.
on.
but the Bucks are 41-14, and the Thunder are 36-19.
Right.
So I mean, just based off record, Giannis is more valuable than George.
Let's not do that. Giannis
My
also
vote is Giannis is more
also
valuable
in
than
the
George,
worst- in the
too.
terrible East.
He's not terrible.
Yes.
The East got 2 of the best records in the NBA.
Because they played the same team in the East 4 times. You play all them teams, most of them teams 4 times.
It's the same East when LeBron was winning MVPs. So
No. When LeBron was winning MVPs, the East was way better.
in comparison to the West, what was it? Inferior or superior? Was the East
It
more
was
in?
split. It was more even. It was more.
Was
it
the East better or worse than the West when
the East
LeBron?
has always been worse than the West.
Okay, okay. So what does
But
that has
LeBron was in
nothing-
a way more competitive
You
East.
can justify just about anything.
These are way more competitive than the
but
LeBron's over there.
my vote is
All
great.
the superstars just recently all went to the damn West.
Y'all are debating who's the second best. No, who's second in MVP race? Cause y'all think Harden is still number 1.
No, Harden. It's just that January James Harden had was ridiculous.
Still going.
And yeah, the Rockets, I don't really think they're worth anything without him. So I think it's a really, really, really close race for first with Greek Freak and Harden. I definitely believe Paul George top 3 MVP for sure. And then keep saying this man right here, Joel Embiid is. I mean, I don't think you can give him most improved because he probably averaged
I think
over
Pascal-
20 and
Pascal
10.
Siakam gonna get most improved player.
He been balling this year.
I seen it live.
I just know. I know for me personally, how I would look at most improved is like not just taking your game to another level, but he's becoming not just an all-star but a superstar. Joel Embiid. So go from
one of the best bigs
in the game to a straight superstar, I say look at him for most improved. But
Most
I haven't
improved,
been looking at
Pascal
Siakam,
and
but I hear
Kuzma,
he's
maybe.
going crazy.
Maybe Kuzma
So.
too.
See, but Kuzma isn't improving his game. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that.
No,
He's
That man
he's
crazy.
definitely improving his game, but it's not. I mean, he's just ascending. I mean, he's doing what a young.
He had 23 in the first quarter this game.
No, Kuzma's just ascending. I think most
Good
improved
shot, Bi.
come from nothing to something. Like you came out of nowhere. People know who Kyle Kuzma is based off last year. I mean, people kind of know who Joel Embiid is, but it was questions because of the injury from Kansas.
Couldn't
Look
stay
at
healthy.
I know he has a career high in threes this
His
year.
mama there.
He
Mama
has
and
to
his
be.
dad.
He has to.
Oh yeah, but
But yeah, Siakam's going crazy. Shoot, D-Lo, then you can look at him for most improved.
We about to end, oh yeah, D-Lo can get it too. But we about to end this soon, so let's get into the music. The new music from last week, from Friday was 2009. That was the biggest release probably.
Oh, Wiz and Currency.
Wiz and Currency. It's pretty smooth.
Ariana Grande dropped an album. I ain't listened to it yet though.
Ariana Grande.
I didn't get past the third song for 2009.
Yeah, you ain't rocking with it.
I listened to the last song because the title was fire, but I ain't like it. Break up with your girlfriend.
Her stand's gonna come for you.
Ooh, bad though. That's all I gotta say about that.
We're not sexualizing you. We're just you're bad.
What about with the Grammys? What's nominated for like album of the year?
You don't watch the podcast because we talked about it last
2 weeks ago, man.
I told you I only watched episode 1. Cause y'all definitely.
That was on episode 1.
It was not episode 1.
Let's see. Album of the year. There was like 8 of them.
Nah, bro. We don't gotta talk about the same thing. Go watch the old episode.
Nah, I was just asking y'all opinion. I want to ask you who.
You want my old stuff? Buy my old albums.
Okay.
That way.
This is fun. This is probably the loudest episode we had.
Probably the shortest episode we had too.
Hey, it's cool,
man.
It happens. Next week,
Paul George ain't more viable to the Thunder than Greek Freak is.
Next week we'll be in a different location maybe. Look at Robert Kraft and Magic Johnson. We'll be in a new location, probably New Orleans next week.
Yeah.
To be determined, but that would most likely be happening. May have a special guest in store, another one.
Go Tigers.
But thanks for coming. Filled in for a little
Thanks for having me. I will make another cameo.
But thanks for listening. Yeah, we'll see you next week. I'm not good with goodbyes. Any last words?
Cutthroat.
Go Big Blue.
And we're done.